and today I wanted to bring to the talk, and today I wanted to talk about Manet and Monet. I wanted to teach you the difference. Like if you would look at the both photographs of these two dudes together, you will see that that's just the younger photo of one guy and then this guy is older, but the guy with like the dark beard is actually Manet. Manet with an A. And the one with the dark, with like the lighter beard is Monet. And the reason is that even though Manet came first, he died, and he was a contemporary with Monet. Manet died first, and I'll tell you how he died first later on. All right. So let's get into this. All right. Okay. What happened there?
Just give it a sec. Like it's slightly moved, so.
Uh, Alright, press the button. Alright. So the first painting that we're seeing is Monet. This is Monet. And this little number is a Infanta Teresa by Diego Velazquez. Like Manet, he didn't originally associate with the Impressionism movement, but even though they call him the founder, quote unquote, but basically was that the Impressionist people, they just liked Manet's work a lot, so they attributed his work to him, while Manet was, in fact, he considered himself a realist, even though he couldn't pay realistic to save his own life. So Manet, he liked Diego Velázquez a lot. So as you can see, the way that he does the color and the transparency is like very similar. And he also mimics a lot just Spanish subjects in general. Like if he like a good way to tell if it's like Manet, if it looks like it's taking place in Spain, it's probably a Manet with an A. Alright,
so basically, it's not that he's a really good impressionist painter. He's a really bad
realist painter.
Yeah, and that in fact, he was so bad at realism that he founded that they founded a whole new movement based on his style
based on his style, or but you will never catch like a real art historian like they admitted to the fact that Manet was not a very good painter, and that's why he didn't make it far in the salon, because that was the value of his artwork. And of course they gotta say, oh, he was a brilliant, he was a genius, because they gotta raise the price of his paintings, over higher, because Impressionist paintings, they sell for millions of dollars. So you get me. But during his time, no, and also another good way is look at the skin. It's like that thickly yellow way of like painting the skin, versus like nice warm rosy colors of his god Diego Velázquez. So yeah, for some reason just the skin just looks wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, now let's go look at a Monet painting. Like okay, so the blue chick with the umbrella, that's Monet, and the little girl with the umbrella, that's Renoir. Like Monet inspired, even though he was admire Manet a lot, because Monet was a younger kid. Even though his photo looks older, but that's because Monet, he made it to the ripe old age of like 80 something, or I think almost 90. But for reasons that I will explain later. So then he admired a lot the work of Renoir. So you will notice that a lot of the paintings of Monet, they are very similar to the artwork of Renoir, at least in like how he chooses to like paint nature and whatnot with like nice, warm, bright colors. So and obviously the people with cheeks with umbrellas. So if you see a woman with an umbrella, but that's less defined, is a Monet. But if you see a chick with an umbrella and that it looks very well, like you can tell, like Renoir had like a nice rosy way of painting skin color and whatnot. And Monet tended to imitate more that. So that's a good way to tell them apart. To tell Manet and Monet apart by the way that they do the skin.
Yeah, one of them knew how to draw skin, the other one didn't.
Yeah, Monet knew how to draw skin. Because you see, this looks it's kind of yellowish, but it looks more natural. And look at the little chubby kid, nice and red, which I know natural colors on like a person. All right, the thing is running up there, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, now next example. Now we're gonna look at Manet. So if you see like a huge crowd of people that are sort of blending into each other, and their faces they look like they haven't had sunlight, and like like pasty faces and almost sickly yellow.
Like, look at that baby in the middle. It looks almost demonic. Like, he has like little horns and everything. Like.
Yeah, just look at just like pasty white, like. I know that like French people were very white by then, but like they have rosy. But in those days, going to the outdoors and even this painting takes place in the outdoors, and yet people look like they haven't had like sunlight in like an eternity or two. So you would expect for them to have a little bit of color in their faces. And plus, as you can see in the trees, even though it's like outdoor, like the trees look like it's like the middle of the night and whatnot, and the leaves they're not even where, if you can even call it that, it's just like, and that's it.
Yeah, there are also like proportion issues with the chairs and the hula hoop and like a couple of other things.
Yeah, and
like 3-point perspective is like all wrong on the fourth chair to the bottom right over there.
Yeah, this one looks weird. That chair looks weird, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's supposed to be a hula hoop.
Mm.
But yeah, if the figures are just like weirdly blending in, the trees don't look like trees. The leaves don't look like leaves that much. And even the trunk is just like a random solid line. Then it's a Monet. A Manet. Manet.
But yeah, pretty much the issue with Manet is that he was so bad, he was good.
Yeah, he founded a whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're looking at Monet with an O. See, same crowded scene, but you can still tell people in the woods. And it's still a crowded scene, but you can see that the people there are very well defined. See, you can see the shape, and even like the guys, there's like slight differences between their flaneur outfit, which was what this look was called. They look like they belong to Bloodborne. Yeah, that was totally the fashion in France, and see, there's like slight differences, and you see how the individual leaves, they are very well defined, and even in the darkness, the tree trunks have differences, so they look like different,
Oh, and the skin has reds in them, and there's
the skin variation, like the bright white, a little bit of red, And so this is the same topic of people hanging out in the woods. Monet has a more refined rendering to it, and the leaves look like leaves.
Oh, and there's actually triangular composition in this, whereas the other one's just an unmitigated mess of dots and people.
Yeah.
Like the tree forms a triangle to draw to draw your eye to the two ladies over there and the gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and See, a triangle with these three guys, and this guy points you to the other set of triangle people. So see. And then there are triangle here, and there are triangle here. See, 3 little triangles.
Like if it looks like some thought went into the painting and some actual care, then it's Monet.
Yeah.
If it looks like a jumbo mess trying to be done as quickly as possible so they can polish it because he has to pay a bunch of gambling debt, then it's
Well, he didn't have. He didn't gamble, but he didn't fall into that because he was a rich guy.
Oh yeah, he didn't need money.
So the impressionists were after him, begging him for money.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell that he just didn't care that much.
Yeah. Okay, so now next to example.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is a still life of Manet with an A.
It says 5 A's pointed on a small portrait, Monet still alive.
It was Manet.
Okay, well you wrote Monet up here. Okay.
See, even I get confused.
Okay.
But I don't remember it in my head, but I just typed the O instead of the A.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that is definitely a Manet. Like you see how like the flower are just like miscellaneous stuff, like just basic shapes, and even the background looks like Diego Velazquez painting. That's when you know that it's Manet with
Yeah,
an
it's
A.
just like trying to imitate the hyperrealism of those times, but he just failing tragically.
Yeah,
And then he's getting frustrated just drawing whatever.
yeah. So next painting.
And you can see frustration and failure in this.
Yeah. Same thing, see, Claude Monet with an O. And he even put in his whole name, 1880. So he was proud of this set of flowers that he even like signed it and put the date so you know. So you see the same flower, but see even the background is not like a pitch darkness. It has different uses. I see reds, blues. See, it's a nice, and it's even more a la
Van Gogh.
a la Van Gogh. But a different set of flowers because everyone knew everyone. Everyone knew everyone back then.
And everyone slept with everyone, I mean.
Well, not Monet.
Except for Monet, which.
But yeah. Because Monet did not die of syphilis. If he didn't die of syphilis, what he really died was of promiscuity. Cause that was just a cool way to die back then.
Yeah, like the art historians don't go into detail of just how much syphilis there was
Yeah,
during those times.
like most of the impressionists in this book, most of them died of syphilis.
Like 9 out of 10.
Nine
You know
out
who
of 10.
didn't do it?
You know who didn't die of syphilis? Monet. And that's why he has like 1,800 paintings under his belt because he was too busy painting to be messing around. Well, but he didn't mess around, but I'll get to that later. Alright, see.
Okay, let's do a test if you can figure this one out. Pasty skin, you can't tell what you're looking at. Everything's drawn with frustration.
A lot of black.
A lot of black, trying to imitate Velazquez, but failing miserably.
And like the eye, the dead fish eye, the dead fish eye, that are pitch black.
The perception issues, the lack of composition. Who could it possibly be? Like that's his thing. He's so bad, he's good.
Yeah, he started like a whole movement in Manet.
The one hand being longer than the other one. The anatomical issues.
Yeah,
And mind you, he's trying to be Velazquez right here.
yeah, he wants to be Velazquez. He even painted like his own version of Venus, which is like I think it was Olympia, but obviously I'm not gonna show it because of YouTube has a thing with like for someone showing like shit stuff. Even though even though like the Vatican roof, the Sistine Chapel is covering a bunch of the naked dudes. So it's fine for like the Catholic Church, the ultra Puritans to have like a roof covered in like a naked guy, covered in naked guys and chicks, but not in YouTube. They're more Puritan than the Catholic Church. They're a bunch of prudes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that is.
By the way, in like 99% of the world, boobs aren't sexualized. This is only like a US and like Europe thing.
Or British.
Yeah, it's like a British US kind of thing.
Because usually like if one starts something, the other one imitates it. They're like they haven't gotten out of the corner. They're politically wise. They're like they usually go together.
Yeah, like they kind of copy each other even though they're frenemies.
Yeah, they are frenemies.
But that's politics. Back to.
Yeah, we don't want to bore you with politics. So yeah, that is.
We want to bore you with art.
We want to bore you with art.
Okay.
That is Manet. It's still running. It shows that it's running, right?
Yeah, it's running.
Manet. Alright, now show me the next one. Show me the money. See, same topic of a chick is surrounded by fans. But as you can see, the skin color is nice and bright, and see, even the lips have color.
And highlight, which is
The highlight.
which is something that is and it has like that little dab in the eye that is imitated in a lot of animes later on.
Yeah, like the eye shine.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Monet. More specifically, that's his first wife in a blonde wig. Like Monet used to paint a lot his wife and family. So unlike Monet, who used No, Monet used to paint his wife a lot. Manet used to paint other 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 chicks.
Other chicks he gets syphilis to in specific.
Well, not the one specific he didn't, but not for lack of trying. But I'll get into it. But you see how it has a nice bright color and it almost looks like a photograph from far away.
By the way, all of the impressionists that went through an anime phase and
Yeah, that's why I wanted to show you their anime phase, where they got it super into Japanese print. So yeah, the French went through an anime phase. So yeah, and this is the paintings featuring their anime phase. All right, moving along. So yeah, this is like this is Manet trying to paint the sea. As you can see, even though it's like supposed to be bright outside, just random dots of darkness. Like chips are not pitch black. The seals are always.
Also, notice how at the beginning of the painting he's going for really sea, and then halfway through he just gives up and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna drop in the ocean."
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's not even like that's not even hints away. All right, now next landscape. What seascape doing more is that? This is Monet. You can see how he actually tries to paint the waves and the ships are the proper color and all that stuff.
Also, the signature.
Yeah.
Like you will notice that a lot of Monet stuff are signed, but Manet doesn't sign a lot of his stuff because frustration and annoyance.
And anger.
Like he's a very frustrated person who just accidentally became the leader of a movement.
Yeah. Well, he was more notorious because of the things he painted that tended to scandalize the salon. Like, he was like, oh, so you have an issue with me painting one of my lovers, Olympia, looking at all of her patrons in the face? All right, I'm going to paint her again in a different setting with the faces of all of the guys that like to go frequent her bed chamber.
And I'm gonna draw myself too, cause like I also went there.
Yeah, I also went there. You forgot that. You forgot that it's on there as well. All right, moving along. All right, so this is the last example of Manet that I'm going to show you. As you can see, all of the chicks are like pasty face weirdos. And this one, and you can tell that it's a Manet painting if you see this chick. This one, it was a painter called Bertha Morisot, who was an impressionist. And like Manet had like the super hot for her, but she was too much of a prim and proper lady to like sleep with the other. Well, he didn't become an old lecherous dude because he died young, but you know. But he said, and he always paid her respectfully because he respected the hell out of her because she wouldn't sleep with him.
And
So that was the way a woman got respect from men, by like poniéndole luz larga, as they say in Spanish, putting down the long light, which is like just stay away.
well, in English that means something else, but in Spanish it means respectful.
Yeah, give it a lot of respect for this.
And of course, the dead fish eye, the no highlights on the eye, anatomical issues.
Well, that was a little bit. That one has a little bit better. That was a little bit better, but mostly it's because he's painting his favorite woman, Bertha Morisot. You know,
She gets more details than the rest of the painting.
Because he loved her, because she wouldn't let him have her. But you notice Bertha Morisot, but you won't notice Monet's like Manet with an A, wife. Okay, now.
Like compare the details from that one versus the other two that are just over there, like on.
Yeah. And even like the guy is just like medical draw dude. A very stiff looking dude,
Like he spent 95% of his time drawing the chick he liked and then everybody else.
And then everyone else just 1%. They're just their accessories to make her look awesome. Yeah? Their background character. That one, Bertha's the one that you gotta pay attention to.
Also, she has a doggy, but like.
Yeah.
There's like a dog over there. I'm telling you.
Yeah, this was her chastity protector. Whenever I got close, the doggy would bark. Yeah. Bite it off, get away from. Yeah, bite it off. Yeah. Okay, so next one. This one is the only very dark. Next one. You download it? This one is like the only very, very dark painting by Monet, but even that of Monet. So what happened was that Monet's first wife, she like died. And then he painted a painting in order to capture her essence as she was lying dead in her deathbed. And that's when this one is even more even more expressionistic and impressionistic because it was capturing what he was feeling as the love of his life was dropping dead. Because I was the same, Monet was always a one woman guy. Even if that woman belonged to another guy. Like he eventually, well, he couldn't remarry because the chick that he loved was married. So then he became her lover, and the woman she would look after his children, and and then he would like provide financially for her children. So then they ended up moving together, living in the same house. Monet, the children he had for her first wife, and the other woman and her husband. It's like you could call it almost like a polyamorous relationship, but that of those times because like the husband when like his contemporary would ask about it he would be like super chill about it, but he wouldn't like admit it because he wasn't going to destroy the honor of his wife, but he'd be like, oh, if you can prove that my wife is sleeping with Manet, I will give you $1, but he never gave anyone another. He was just stoically, publicly he was in denial about it, but in private he definitely knew it because they would eat at the same table.
Yeah, and they were okay with it. Like
they didn't have an issue with it as a classical polyamorous relationship, but the guy who wrote about it, he had an issue with it, and Monet's contemporary had issues with his polyamorous relationship that he had with a married woman. But they was fine. The husband didn't mind. The children of the other woman, the children were super chill about it, and he raised all. That's why he painted so much because not only he was maintaining his own children, his lover's children, his lover's husband, because the guy just had a really hard time finding a job, so he was also feeding him. So that's why he had this feelings of painting because he was like maintaining like
a huge family.
Yeah, he was the breadwinner of like a huge family, and like the chick, the children, and the other dude.
And it also explains why he put so much work into his paintings because unlike Manet,
Monet was dirt poor.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't start dirt poor, but he became dirt poor because he had a hard time with an artist, and that's why his first wife died of like, I think it was like pneumonia or a weird fever. The point is that he wasn't able to provide good stuff for her because he was dirt poor, and the poor woman died. So then he just painted her she was dying while he blamed himself for it, because he really loved his first wife.
Yeah.
And then he fell in love with the other woman because with the other chick because she was like showed up at the time helping take care of his children, and and then they just sort of became a couple.
Yeah. And then a threesome with the other guy.
Yeah, not officially. even his ghost will rise from the grave and he'll deny it, but I consider it a polyamorous relationship, considering how chill it was, and that he didn't write anything, and that the husband only had nice things to say about Monet in his letters and whatnot.
Yeah, like he never said, "Oh, this lover who's here and I can't get rid of it." No, he always said nice things about him on his letters.
Yeah, he always said nice things about Monet. Alright, so now let's do a little quiz to see if you learn the difference between Manet and Monet. It's running, right?
Yeah, it's still running.
Alright. Quiz. Don't look at the... Don't read the card.
Don't read the signature either.
Don't read. Oh, let me hide the signature.
Well, only one of them liked to sign his work because only one of them was part of them. Like, right?
Let's not look at the signature. Alright, who is it?
Well, if you notice the signature and you notice the skin is well painted and the textures are well done, then you can tell who it is.
Yeah. Okay.
If you guess Monet, then you are right.
Yeah. Alright. Let me try to cover the signature.
No, you're like that was obviously not Monet.
Alright, this one is a jumbo mess of a crowd.
Bunch of people, perception issues. The ship is leaning forward. The background he gave up,
Yeah, who could it possibly be?
and he was too ashamed of it to sign it.
Who is it? Manet.
Like by the signature, you can tell pretty
I
much.
tried to edit out the signature from the painting.
No, yeah, that is a clue. Monet really care about his paintings, but
Yeah.
Manet was like ashamed of them.
Yeah, well, there you go. Monet. Moving along.
That he wanted to be able to deny it if it came down to it. No,
Yeah, okay. Moving along.
Mm.
Alright, this one's not signed.
Okay, but let's look at the context clue. The skin, it has rosy colors.
And it's a chick with an umbrella. If it's a chick with an umbrella,
It might as well be signed.
it's Monet.
Yeah. And the water lilies and the little.
Yeah, even though it's like less defined, the fact that it's a chick with an umbrella is Monet. Alright, see, this one is also signed, but like, and the skin on the chick is a little bit more rosy and well defined, but there's a clue there of who it could possibly be.
Oh, there's several clues. One of them is the anatomical issues on the hand. I mean, that is one beefy hand.
No, and also this, where he gave up on the foot.
And the constant black.
Yeah. Who could it be?
Oh, and the transparency, the attempt at transparency.
Yeah, a la Diego Velazquez
But you can tell he tried because he signed it very tiny in a corner.
on the bottom.
It's like, I did this. I am almost proud of this, so I am going to sign it.
Yeah, if it's like the hot chicks, like this in the oldest would be a chick in her undergarments.
Yeah.
That would be a chick in her lingerie. That was lingerie back then, but like today that's just like your Sunday dress, your Sunday bed. But yeah, that's Manet. There's just a weird darkness, but if you can see, there's an attempt at drawing, there's like the pattern away from one. So even though it's like pitch darkness,
Yeah, you can see the light and the play on light and there's some actual thoughts into what went in
and
there.
it's not even signed, so who is it? Well, up there says the answer, but I don't know if you can see it in like the video. Can you see it in the video?
No, you can't.
Ah, perfect. So it's, come on, you can guess it. Don't
Okay.
read. Don't read it.
Okay, it's obviously Monet. I mean,
Oh,
Manet
yeah.
would never draw something this good.
Oh yeah, Manet.
No, it's Monet.
It's Monet, but Manet wouldn't draw anything that good.
Got it. Yeah.
Uh,
Like, you saw that he tried to draw something like this and failed miserably.
yeah, but this guy,
Because
he
he-
tried hard.
No, it's just that he tried to draw it during the daytime. It's obvious you can only do the black silhouettes at night.
Yeah,
Doesn't work. Okay.
it was like a nice cupcake with a flower. But as you can see with the rose, it's like a meh.
It's like some flower and just gonna put some paint all over it.
Yeah, who is it?
Manet, obviously.
Yeah.
He didn't even want to sign it.
Well, he signed it at the bottom, but that's more of a scribble scrabble. Like,
He gets swallowed by the shower skewer. He didn't even think of signing it white.
yeah, like Monet, he signs it in complementary contrast so that his name is this sticks out. Like if it's green, the painting, he signs it red so that you can see it from like a mile away. Alright, next painting.
That he's not secretly ashamed of that.
Well, this one, the signature is swallowed up in like darkness out there.
Yeah, well, that's clearly not a Manet.
Yeah, you can tell that it's not a Manet because of the water. Like Manet had issues drawing water, but not Monet. Since the water is well defined, it is a Monet with an O. If it looks Spanish, who could it be?
Monet.
Manet. I wrote it wrong, okay? Moving along, but that's a Manet with an A. See?
Like, he was proud of that one.
Yeah, he signed it in a way that made sense, you know. It was proud of that Diego Velazquez rip-off. Moving along.
He has a bunch of Diego Velazquez rip-off. Like, he loved trying to copy his work.
Now this one is more of a trick question.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah, this was actually bright and werewolf and like.
No, the skin is a dead giveaway. This is Manet.
Yeah, I see that the skin is a little bit iffy.
Yeah, like he tried to do some blushing and he put like a dab of red on the ear, but that was it.
Yeah, and even the folds of the dress are like me.
Like this is Manet trying to copy Monet and failing at it.
Yeah, because see, it's like a later painting, 1880. Voilà.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's the last one. There's no more.
And then going anymore?
Yeah.
Alright, we're done.
Alright, so how many questions did you get right?
I don't
let us know in the comments, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Bye bye and God bless.